I think what you're setting up a platform for only rich folk to serve in the legislature. Because anybody that doesn't make much money is not going to be able to serve at all. The poor guy is having a hard enough time as it is. And maybe I don't know how long you've been here. I think you've been here 2 or 3 terms. But I think once you stay here a while and you start figuring out all the places you got to go between Thursday evening and Monday morning, plus come back here, whether you're 50 miles away, 25 miles away, 1,000 miles away, you're going to find out this ain't a good idea. I said the other day, this is a slippery slope, and it's coming to reality this morning because I'm hearing another legislator saying, wait a minute, we ought to look at some other things. And I'm going to tell you something. This is going to hurt a whole lot of people who are trying to serve, good people who could serve in the legislature, do a good job, probably do a better job than people who were born with silver spoons in their mouths, because that's what you're doing. You're setting this up where only people with money can serve in the legislature. I totally disagree with you. Of course, you know I can't vote for this now. I can't vote for it on the floor. I think it's a bad mistake. And I think it really also speaks to what we think about ourselves. Because your congressman, your U.S. congressman, makes $300,000 or $400,000 a year. So it really says we don't vary ourselves to be very much of anything. We represent people, but we don't vary ourselves enough to even get decent expense for what we do. I totally disagree with this. I'm not going to belong to time here because I know we probably just going to move out, but I totally disagree with what you're doing.
Representative, let me politely respond to that. I understand your concerns and where you're coming from. But first of all, we are citizen legislators. We are the lowest paid of the 50 states. And you knew what you're getting into when you signed up to run as a state representative in the state of Tennessee. And I'll tell you right now, I take over a $10,000 a year pay cut from my previous job. I understood that getting into this. But when I have my constituents look at me who make and who are poor, say, Rick, how in the world can you justify taking $107 for a hotel that you don't even use? I don't even get mileage when I go to work in Nashville. I can't justify that and look somebody straight in the eye and say, yeah, I deserve it for something I don't use. And the other thing, Representative, is if you look at the $107 and break it down, and members of the committee, please take a look at this. Out of $107, immediately $37 to $40 goes straight to Uncle Sam. So we're down to $60 to $65 of that $107. We're going to get mileage every day instead of just 1 day a week. That's going to make up, depending on where you live, $25 to $50 of that remaining $65. So we're going to lose somewhere between $15 and $35 depending on the member. That's all we're losing. So I don't think having a $35 pay cut times about 70 days a year is putting a silver spoon in somebody's mouth and making the rich have to maintain and hold this position. I don't agree with that at all. Again, I look at this is the Tennessee citizens' money. We are wasting it. If you want to give me a pay raise and somebody wants to introduce a bill to up our pay raise, let's be honest and forthright with the citizens of this state and say, we deserve to make more than $19,000, $20,000 a year. But we need to have the backbone to stand up and say that, not take money that we don't use and that really it's fraud, waste, and abuse.